Okay, here's another video. Got some more for Bling Bling. So basically, when Bling Bling takes a bath, his dirt wipes off, and he thinks he has the same disease as Michael Jackson. And he's just like, it's okay, it just takes a few months to get its color back. Talking about his skin. Wec- Requiem for Bling Bling. So that Requiem, bling, 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 bling. Bling bling. He writes that after he sees the bling. After he tops off the generator with bling 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 bling, and then so the downward spiral gives Bling Bling nightmares before he invents the generator. I have a lot of friends who liked rap music, and I liked Nine Inch Nails at the time, so it was like that's the type of music that would give them nightmares. That was what I found out. So I figured Bling Bling's going to have nightmares over the downward spiral, and he's going to go into that spiraling electromagnet. He's going to invent this spiraling electromagnet to invent his generators. He's going to have nightmares into inventing the generators. Oh, I also got another skit for Bling Blings. So there's this one skit where like the guy's just like, "Oh, excuse me, can you help me? My dick is dry." "Yes, my dick is dry." "What do you mean your dick is dry? I don't care that your dick. I thought you would be more concerned about my dick being dry." And anyway, use this "my dick is dry" line, and you get into conversations with particular opportunistic people. Right? And you try to get this "my dick is dry" skit to work. So, um, well, one of the main things that I look forward to doing, whether here or elsewhere, is creating like a group of people. Like I'm only so good by myself. I'm not the greatest by myself. I'm not one of these one guy mastermind do it all by himself. But like I'd be good with a group of like 12 people or something like that. Like 12 teachers, doctors, engineers, writers, media, mix of just a mix of think tankers. So that's one of the things I wanted to do is like because I get a lot of ideas. If I were to go through a scientific magazine, I haven't gone through scientific magazines at all, really, to get ideas, by the way. But if I were to go through a scientific magazine, it'd give me like 100 ideas. And there's years and years and years of scientific magazines. And then the other thing is patents. Patents expire every 20 years. So if you go through all the expired patents and put together a collection, and then you go think tank, then you take your think tank, your group of 12 to 25 or people or whatever you got for a think tank, and you go try to solve the world's problems, as well as you pull out scientific magazines and pull out expired patents, and you try to basically do your thing. Like my thing's ideas. I can come up with ideas really well, and I know good ideas that work, right? I know I'm not just coming up with ideas for the sake of coming up with ideas. I'm also coming up with ideas that work. So, um, so one of the other things is like I do a lot of starting stuff, like I start a lab, or I ask a question, or I start a technology that is going to evolve, or I start a process that's going to evolve into a bunch of products and technologies and stuff. So a lot of things, one of the things that I do is start things, and what they have like around in the afterlife, and like dimensionally, is that they can read your brain, and they can take your good moments of thought, and then they can add on to that, like a more sophisticated individual can add on to that is like a 120-year-old individual or a 200-year-old individual, then like a 500-year-old individual add on top of that, then like an alien add on top of that, and you got like basically what you build is this like brain construct of ideas and like this sophisticated structure of how one person's ideas can mean a whole lot more than just what his ideas were. And you start adding all these other people that added on to your stuff and stuff. So what we built was like a artificial construct to simulate this process for other people. We went around and taking all the people around me and did it for other people, what they're doing for me, like adding to my ideas, and like exactly like we were like a core technology company. They're taking my ideas and making them better, right? So we went around taking other people's ideas and making them better. We built this structure, this it's kind of like the time construct, where this whole place is like all the variations of all the possibilities of what people can do is being played over on a computer in an artificial time struct emulation. So it's kind of like we improved that whole thing tenfold by adding the structure around me to everybody, right? So, well, one of the things that I do with my entertainment company is I use real workers. So, like, say like there's a guy screwing in a light bulb, I use an electrician to play that guy. There's a guy that's a business manager at a meeting and an executive at a meeting, I use a real business manager and a real executive. There's a guy hauling chains, like say he's like fighting a dragon and he's throwing chains at the dragon and he's doing these, you know, skillful weapon stunts. I use guys straight from the labor force that know how to properly throw a chain, maybe if there's like a proper way to go about lifting something or throwing something or doing something. You know, the workforce tends to know the proper way of doing that, especially like in action and stuff where you're getting into all these environments. And you know, it's different when the guys know how to lift, how to properly lift something, or how to properly maneuver something across a plane or an area or something like that. Or you know, and you get the professional version of people screwing in a light bulb. It makes people smarter when you use the real people, when you use real workers, instead of actors, because people don't care who the actors are. There's like 4 actors that people care about, or 12 actors that people care about. Nobody cares about who the actors are in a lot of ways. So if you use real people, it's just like a way to make everything around you smarter. It's like you watch TV and now you know how to do some plumbing and screw in a light bulb and you do it properly and stuff. And you know exactly what kind of like karmas and attitudes you're supposed to have while you do it and stuff, because you've seen the real guys do it. So one of the things that I advocate is the garbage man position. And now this is like, say that I bought a club, like, and I have all these talented promoters and I've got all these, you know, waitresses that pull in a bunch of people, and I got all these you know, servers and this and that. But what I really need is somebody to really clean the toilets really well all the time, to keep the dance floor really sparkling, shiny, clean, and keep the toilets really clean all the time. That's what I really need. So what I do is I make this guy the boss. I find this guy that can clean the toilets really well and will put in the effort to clean the toilets, and I pay him more than I pay everybody else. And I let them know that this guy that's doing the work that nobody wants to do, he's going to get paid the most, and he's also going to be the boss. Exactly. Or a boss. So the garbage man. And the other thing I do is the sober bus driver. So if you're on a rock band, one of the most important people that you can have is the sober bus driver. I made the sober bus driver my manager of things. You know, exactly, so I could go out there and get high, or smoke weed, or whatever, drink and party. My sober bus driver would take care of all the daily, the wholesome living, you know, the daily chores that you have to do behind the scenes and stuff like that. So, and because I admired that he has the ability to stay sober while everyone else is getting drunk, I admired that so much that I made him the boss and the manager of things. So I've got this whole sober bus driver crew and this whole garbage man crew. Like, take anybody that's doing the jobs that nobody likes, you know what I mean, and make them the boss. You know what I mean? Those are like the people you want to keep forever. You know what I mean? And you want them to be able to find more people like themselves and stuff like that too. So that's how you keep everything in good order. Oh, one of the main reasons we use robots is to get jobs done better. It's not just that we don't have to do the job anymore, we can also do a commercial end job and all types of jobs. Like we can do the best practices and take it to a commercial and, you know, a high-end contractor can develop the process that we used in every build. Like every time we build a little house, it'll be a commercial end job, because if we use robots and use processes that only robots can do and stuff like that. So one of the main reasons you use robots is to do the job really well. Yeah, I got at least another video here worth of stuff, so I think I'll cut this video short there, and this is just miscellaneous stuff, I guess.